Still pushing on. Cool here, breeze. Where we pitched, good idea, because as soon as we came out of that wooded area, there was some other trees by the river as you're walking along, but no dead wood I could see anywhere. Whoops, what's that? I was making a noise. Oh, I saw it, it's come behind a rock. There it is. What are they? What birds are they? Not making a noise now. It's dead centre. See if my finger will pick. Can you see? No. I was hoping to get my finger in there. Don't know what bird it is, I'm going to have to photo it now. Anyway, there it is, it's going again. Oh, there's several of them there. Oh, look. Look like penguins from here. Don't think they are. I'll have a look on the camera. Penguins up here. Altitude sickness, sorry. Right, I'm going to have to look on the camera. Well, the mystery's solved. I could just see little heads. Now they came out. It's mountain goats. Make a right racket. There's quite a few of them out there. They don't have to walk on the edges, do they? There's a few up there as well. It made it sound like a bird. It's like a oh, look, there's some over there as well, unless that's a deer. Probably a deer, that one. They're all up there. Right, so no birds and no, definitely no penguins. Look at them all moving now. Can't zoom in no more. I've heard of them. Right, we better get out of the way. We're upsetting them. Found a buffet. And look, now Selga. Absolutely beautiful. So I've got to have a nose around the buffet, not going in. Have a nose outside. They're still out of bounds, which is only fair. These two, these have got a fetish about buffets because they know it's open fires and warmth, and they also get to meet people. See, I did see this wooded area down here, and I thought I could pitch maybe on some grass down here, but one, I thought it'd be boggy, which it looks from here now it does, and two, I doubt there's any dead wood because it would have been picked clean for the buffet, for the people using the buffet. Right, beautiful. Loads of deer, but can't zoom in anymore. Even with my camera, they're quite a way away. They ran from down here. Whoops, sorry. They ran from down here straight across. That's what it's like in real life. Beautiful. Two deer watching us. We're downwind, so they hear us. They can't pick our scent up. They'll soon bolt when we move. Right, they've detected us. Hey, I hope they're not going to our camp. Typical. The sun's where we've pitched. The sun's over there now. So we're heading back. Stella. Oh, she's picked them up. We left the buffet, that's not a buffet. But I was looking at it, the roof's half blown off. Even though someone's put a brand new fence all the way around it and says to keep the cattle out. But roof's blown off. It looks really shabby on one part. Windows have all been put in. I don't know what's happened there, but it's in the right state. So why spend so much? Stella, she's picked up the deer. Who's? They're still watching us. And just dead centre, close to the hedge. There's now 3 there. If we get anywhere near there, they'll bolt. Right, back to camp. It's 1:20. Good. Not taking so many photos and stopping. So beautiful though. Wow. This morning I thought, have we picked a bad spot? Well, have I picked a bad spot to pitch? Tent's just behind that wooded, a lot of trees there. I don't know if you can see it. I can just see it. I doubt if you'll see it. But anyway, because I thought we can get no light, but we're going to get the sunset tonight. And that's just going to be awesome. Unbelievable. Lovely colours. Absolutely stunning. And as I say, the size of it on a video just doesn't do it justice. Quarter to 4. Sun's gone. Sorry, disappeared behind the back there. I was too busy cutting wood. Do you think I've got enough? It's going to be a cold night. Now I put the fire there. Hopefully Stella doesn't put her nose on it. I'll have to keep her away from it. I'm sure she'll be common sense. But dogs have got to walk way through there without coming over my end. Do you get what I mean? Well, that's what I'm going to direct them as. I mean, there's plenty of room. You have to take it steady. As long as the stove don't move, we should be fine. That way the heat's kicking out to both of us. Whereas last time I had it facing down here, it was getting me more. Well, it was central, wasn't it? But my head was near the cold. And every time they wanted to come out, they had to come through the doorway. So I had to move everything over, which was then rubbing condensation on the inside of the tent, especially in the early hours. Next thing I've got to do is just make sure the pegs are fine. I mean, I'm not expecting any strong winds. Prediction for the weather tonight is cold night, below 0. I mean, for Dundonald, I hope I pronounced that right, which is over there where I parked. It was supposed to be 2, but feeling like 0. But here we are in a valley out here, and temperature's just, whew, you can feel it dropping now. I've done all the chores I need to do. Topped up water, filter's got to be used first, because if it does drop below freezing, that's got to be put in a bag and hidden away where it's warm, because the filter will freeze and then it's useless. Hence why I use the bladder and I leave the bottle last. Hence why I got bottles, because if it does start freezing up, wide neck bottles won't freeze quick. And even if they do, you can open them up and you always get a bit of water out anyway. Plus there's any plenty of water there I can boil if I need it. Still got some wood to cut, but I'm running out of time. I think I've got enough. The aim of the game is keep it nice and hot, direct it at both of us. Everyone can come in and out without actually me moving everything out of my way, because my bed was getting wet. I was getting peed off with it, because I mean, you get settled, you get a nice spot, and then all of a sudden you got to move everything, and I was deflating my mattress because I'm scared to run over it and punch it. Then I had to re-inflate it. So I'm hoping this works. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd have that stove square facing me and I'd be fine. But I suppose I could have put the dogs down near the door, but then I was worried about them getting cold, and especially Stella. So, I mean, Rebel, I don't think he cares. I threw the quilt at him last night, the extra one I brought, over both of them. Stella kept it over her, so she was fine, but every time I looked at him, he kicked it off. So he was obviously happy. I was noticing her as soon as we stopped and I was eating my lunch, which was, look what we found, chicken tikka, and then I got a bachelor's rice, chucked it all in one. But whilst I was eating that, she started shivering, so I got her jackets on her. And as I say, even I can feel the temperature dropping there. I'll take a read in a minute, but I'm guessing it's about 2, 3, maybe 4 at the best. No wind though. If there was a wind, whew, then we would be really cold and I would have had that fire going. But I was leaving it last minute because once I close up, I can get it going and the heat will soon build up. But it's no point opening, closing. You're just burning wood for no reason. Emptied all the ash out of the stove, so nothing should restrict it. Looking at her, how she's stuck in, how the stove's stuck in. It's on a lump, should be fine. More worried about Stella putting her nose on it, so I'm going to have to show her that it's a no. So quiet. No sign of the cows, thank God. Trust me, it's not as light as this video is showing. It's semi-dusk. That's the point. Last night, loads of insects in there since I got the heating on. I should have put the bug net up. Should have done it today as well. Yeah, I was surprised how many insects suddenly appeared from nowhere. I don't know if they came out of the ground because of the heat. Typical Scotland, isn't it? Luckily there was nothing nasty, but I'll have to check the dogs for ticks. I know in theory they should be all gone now because of winter, but maybe there wasn't the hardy one. And thankfully no midges. Otherwise, as I say, this would be a beautiful spot, but in summer it'd be just, it'd be a nightmare. All this water, all this moorland, all the bog, they'd love you. There'd be billions of midges around here, unless there was a strong breeze. Right, I'll get ready to settle down now. I'll take it easy, look at the photos I took, download them off the camera, see which ones come out nice, and let the dog settle. Stella looks whacked, bless her. What it is with Stella now is, with Rebel, he's just excitable and he's running around like an idiot. I mean, trust me, if I didn't shout at him sometimes, calm down, he'd just go overdo it. But what Stella's doing, I've noticed, is she loves it out and doing this. She really does love it. I think it's instinct, isn't it, with any dog? But she's burning herself out, not from exercise, but from energy, because we've only done about 4 miles today. But she's burning herself out from excitement. It's like, you know, I don't know, as you get older, you have the family around, you maybe have a meal, you maybe have a few laughs, and maybe a couple of drinks. When the kids are gone and all the people are gone, you're probably exhausted after, even though you didn't do much. It was just, you know, all the excitement and the buzz. And I think that's what's happening with her. All right, one last look. And we'll see you inside later on. Bye for now. Rebel's on defence mode. It's been growling the last few minutes. It's 7 in the morning. Stella's having a drink. Survived the night. Started off frosty. By about 12, it overcast. Temperatures rose, thankfully. Coffee's going to stop boiling. Woke up at 6, and it's now windy. So, right mix of weather. Stove got us through. I think if the temperatures kept dropping, we would have been struggling to get some heat in here, even with the stove. Anything below -1, -2 would have started giving us a real stick. We would have been wrapped up in a bedding, but temperatures in the tent would have been really bad. Because it's so big, you see, and I've got air gaps so we don't get carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever. You've got to have some ventilation. Whereas in a 2-man tent without a hot stove, you can zip right up, can't you, and contain the heat. Where are you going, Rebel? Oh dear. Hold on, I've got to kind of rearrange these, look. I'm back. Sorry, had to rearrange them. Rebel just will not relax. He's got it on him that there's something out there that's interest for him. I don't know if you can see it, look. It's probably the flapping turner. I doubt it. He's not that stupid. He does know what he's... There's probably a deer out there. Because they ain't the cows, I don't mind. Coffee's boiling. Oops. So yeah, had a mix of weather. And don't know what's planned for today. If it's going to be wet and drizzly, we'll be bailing about 1 o'clock and heading towards the car. It's going to be a glorious day. We will probably stay. Just dry a few bits off. Even them, look, making little patches, make everything wet. Got a plate of wood there. Just have to see how the day pans out. Stove's going nice now. As I say, the wind outside is about, I don't know, 10, 15 mile an hour. Checked all the pegging points, isn't it? To pick up anymore. They're all fine. Dogs have just been out. I've been out. So, done everything I need to do. Will you lie down, Rebel? Go sleep. I'm scared he's going to start bolting for the... That's what I think he's trying to do. Looking for that gap there. So I've got to keep an eye on him. He's on prime, I know that. That's what I want to see. If he puts his head down, he's relaxing. Otherwise he'd be a handful. It's good to up though, very alert. I got about 6-7 hours sleep. Again, at least. So I'm more than happy. And I was nice and cosy. I used hand warmers in my feet, in my socks to keep my toes warm. And they did work. At first I was a bit kind of, what's all they rave about? Because they didn't seem very warm at all. But they did warm up through the night. I think what helped also the temperature change. I would say it went from 1.6 to freezing. Rebel, lie down. I don't know what he was doing there. Do you want a drink? No? Do you want a drink? No, he's not drinking, he's nosing. Lie down. You go bolting out there, it's pitch black out there, I've not seen for miles. As I say, I went from 1.6 to about freezing. I went out at 12. quickly, and it was frosty. It's probably about 5 or 6 degrees now, so really improved. That wind's changed it, but it's what it's going to bring. Is it going to bring a lot of rain? Could be that tent flapping that's causing him to be, because it hasn't been windy for the last 2 days. So you could be hearing the flapping of the tent, I don't know. But he's sniffing as well, which normally means he's picking out a scent. Behave you. I don't want you racing off out there in the dark. Oh, I'm going to drink my coffee. And I'll get back to you when it's light. Stella is a heat hog. She slept with her head there, right in front of the stove half the night. Not stupid. Poor Rebel was right over there, in the colder area. But he's brave. He's a hero, and you're Rebel. Right, we're going. Well, I'm going, should I say. I've got to finish my coffee. See you in the morning. Well, it is morning now. It's 11 minutes past 7, but see when it's light. Bye for now. Seven minutes past 10. Bit breezy. A lot of rain coming in. Prediction was today to be cloudy like this, and then 3 o'clock rain. So if we were going to make the car, we're going to leave at 1 at the latest, maybe a bit earlier, because it's uphill quite a way. All the first bit's uphill, and then it's like a helter-skelter. So I don't want to be pushing it. Take it nice and steady. If it'd been clear today, like yesterday, and the forecast had been wrong, I would have stayed another night. But a couple of things: run out of dry kindling. All this wood here, I'll have to scatter because it's not going to burn. It's slow, really slow burning. Run out of the dry kindling stuff. Sorry, you might get a breeze here. So you might have wind noise. All the dry kindling stuff's gone. Firelighters are about gone because I had to use them several times to get the fire started. And Rebel's got a wet bed. Don't ask me how. I don't know if he was sick or a little piddle rather than bother me last night. I don't know why. I mean, we were right in and out. I don't know what happened there. Dogs being dogs. So, yeah. Coming here is a bit less noisy. So, starting to pack up, have food, feed the dogs. It didn't come through the ground sheet. He must have done something. He might have been sick. He drinks too much water, and then he might have sicked it up. And a little puddle looks bigger than it is, doesn't it? Some of that was very wet, and I didn't realise it was really wet on his belly. Could have been that as well. Hope not, because it was really cold last night. Stella weren't that wet, so how did he get that wet? But anyway, so I've got a wet bed for the dogs, which is not good, and I can't dry it off because this firewood is just taking a real struggle to burn. I've put some plastic in there. I know I shouldn't, but I had to get it kind of going. It was the last bits of rubbish in the dry kindling. That's enough, Rebel. We don't want you doing any bellies. Lie down. In there, lie down. Keep him in the warm. In, Stella, lie down. You'll get plenty of water in a minute. Don't know why I'm standing up. So, plan of action is, I think, feed dogs, do last chores. That wood there, I would leave it nicely stacked over there, but I don't think that's the done thing, is it? And seeing it's all rotted dead wood that I've cut up, I'll scatter it and it's back to normal, isn't it? Because otherwise I'm kind of saying this is where I was and this is what I was doing. So I'll just scatter everything around, cut a little bit more than I needed, but hey, you got to be safe. It's the reason why it took so, I've got so much left. It's just, it don't look wet, but it is very wet inside. Even when you split it, it takes ages to burn. When it gets going, it's great, but when it is starting, it's too slow. So at the end of the day, it's took longer than it should have done. So I'm letting this burn out, feed the dogs, do last tidying up. It's, as I say, I'm watching the barometer as well, and it's up and down, up and down. It's not dropping yet, but I think that'll come this afternoon. So we'll do as planned, get out before 3, because it gets dark at 3:30. So I want to be at the car for 3 at the latest. So it's going to take 2.5 hours, maybe nearly 3 if I take photos and take slow. Can't spot the weather's like. So I don't want to be leaving later than 12:30, to be honest. So that gives us an hour and a half to pack up. So everything will be packed out inside, and then it'll be just a stove once that's cooled down, and then tent last thing, just in case it does rain. Don't mind the wind as long as it doesn't rain. Right, going before these two, look at them climbing on each other as soon as I start chatting on the phone. Well, we've had a good 3 days, so we can't complain. And I knew, as I say, I knew the weather forecast. I knew for the first day it was going to be off and on drizzly. I knew the second day was going to be gorgeous. That's why I wanted to have that day hiking yesterday. And I guess today would be overcast like they predicted. And as I say, Monday is predicted to rain all day. So there's no point hanging on Sunday night if it's going to do that. So we've had a good 3 days, so I'm not complaining. So I'm putting up with. Not in here, please. If you knock that stove over, you set fire to everything. I give up. I'm going to beat my dogs. And Rebel, he would not settle from about 6 o'clock onwards. Something was out here. I guess deer or something was out. Maybe even goats, I don't know. No sign of cows, thank God. Right. Going to chastise these two a bit more. I'm keeping the coats on and just keep them warm. And Stella, she's a right fire hog. She would sleep with her head here. Talk about toasty. She was hogging all the heat. No wonder he was getting cold. A mercenary, eh? Yes, you're a mercenary. You know what I'm talking about, you don't you? You little bugger. And you. No. See what happens if I do? They all climb over me. No, go lie down. Lie down. This is what happens if I pass one. The other one will get locked. If he sees it, it'll be over. He's looking for intruders. He's got that on him today. Good dog though. She was fast asleep, but ears are up. He was growling, only a low growl, but I knew something was not near, but within range. It's when he starts getting really noisy, that's when you want to worry. That's when something's near the tent. Right, I'm going for the 3rd time.